Nerdcouver.
We've got rain.
We've got rain,
yeah.
which doesn't really help for bringing home
The Canucks
comics.
are out.
No.
The Canucks are out.
Well, yeah,
There was
but-
fireworks about the Canucks being out.
Yep.
I thought
That's
that
good,
someone was getting
because then
shot.
It's like, yay, there won't be a riot this time.
I was actually afraid they were rioting already, and I was like, but we didn't even make it that far.
No. Leave it to Canada.
It wasn't even any game 7 at all.
No.
That's fine. That's cool. Alright.
Comics, that's what you came here for, right?
Presumably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Welcome to Nerdcouver.
Well, not just comics.
And pop culture.
Pop culture.
Everyone's super excited for tomorrow!
Yeah, the Soskas are doing that big thing.
Oh, yeah, that too.
That
But
too.
no, Ultron.
I know.
Also, shout out to them because they're doing a fundraiser for their new comic coming out.
Yep,
What's
Kill
it
Crazy
called?
Nympho's Attack.
Yes.
Yes.
It's pretty intense.
Burlesque
Yeah.
dancing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll take this off. I might completely on the theme shirt.
Oh, I was waiting for you to reveal.
I have no theme at all, so I'll just show up. Here, let's do it with the Batman tattoo exposed.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like showing off the gun.
Nope. Nothing to show off.
Alright.
Okay, so let's get on track here, guys.
Yeah.
So,
Comic books.
Comics.
Came out today.
We have each a lovely
Well, yesterday.
stack.
If you guys are watching tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes.
We're coming to you, recorded from
The
Big
Big
Pete's
Pete's
Comics.
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 In the past, Wednesday. Thank you, Pete, for letting us film in your store. You were
Yes.
awesome, and we love you.
Yes.
We do.
Let's talk about our picks of the week.
Woo!
Ooh.
New comic book day.
Yeah.
Jen,
So,
do I wanna go first?
I have a lot of. Actually, I don't have any DC or Marvel, even though I did read Batman off the shelf. But yeah, I got Pisces, a very indie called Scarlet Couture, Gem in the Holograms, Wayward, Red One, Burning Fields, and then 2 trades, Enormous and Sunstone. Enormous is incredible. The art in it is absolutely beautiful. It's just phenomenal. And the story is really interesting. It's about these giant monsters that basically take over the world and start killing people.
I remember seeing a cover with a giant sloth monster and I thought it was awesome.
The sloth monster was pretty awesome. It was
He's
really
like-
cute.
Probably escaped from the sloth monster. He's like,
I like the one with like the giant ears as well.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it was really cute. I wouldn't mind if that killed me. At least I die going, aww. And then Sunstone is a webcomic from DA written by
Stefan Sejic.
Stefan
Don't
Sejic.
no idea how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
The Rat Queens guy.
The Rat Queen. Well, he does a lot more of the Rat Queens,
He
but
does Aphrodite. He's doing like his own Witchblade comic soon. His
Ooh.
wife actually does a thing called Bloodstain on DeviantArt, which is also fantastic.
Okay, I'm out of the loop.
how do you explain this one without using the word lesbian bondage porn?
Is it Jenna?
It's everything that
Jenna,
Be honest
is
right
it?
now. Is it?
It's lesbian bondage porn. It really is. There's some hetero bondage porn in here as well.
yeah.
But I actually really like Sunstone because I find that the characters are actually really believable and relatable. And it's not just about the bondage porn. It's actually a really deep story, so I was actually really surprised when I read this. But yeah, Sunstone, if you overlook the bondage porn.
It's about relationships and
Yeah.
trust and just how
Exactly.
people find each other and that kinks are okay. It's everything that 50 Shades of Grey would love to be, but can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you can just read it for the lesbian bondage porn.
That's okay too. Gem came out, and I read the first one. I wasn't too interested in it, mainly because like it was basically just setting up the story. And come on, I grew up with Gem, so I knew the entire story. But the second issue really surprised me. It was really well done. I absolutely love all of the characters. I love how they portray them. And I love that they have 2 characters that might possibly be lesbians, but they haven't made a big deal out of it. It was just there, and I really love how they handled that. So
Yeah.
I hate when people are just like, "Oh, you're straight up gay. Oh my god, you're gay," and that's like the only thing the character becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Kinda
It's
love
kind of
that.
like Batwoman, where it's like that's her identity in
I'm
some
a
way.
lesbian. What?
Vice fans gonna go that route now.
I remember when it came out and everyone's like, that's all everyone talked about. I'm like, but can't, like, that's part of someone else's, like, someone is gay, that's not their entire life. That's just their sexual orientation.
There's more to it than that.
There's Garlic Couture.
Yeah.
This one I picked up randomly because I thought the cover was kind of cute. I was surprised by it. I think it's a one-man person doing this, and it kind of reminded me of Totally Spies. But if it was just like one girl. But yeah, it's about
I kinda look at that now. It's such a good cartoon.
I know.
Don't.
Garlic Couture.
Yeah.
This one I picked up randomly because I thought the cover was kind of cute. I was surprised by it. I think it's a one-man person doing this, and it kind of reminded me of Totally Spies. But if it was just like one girl. But yeah, it's about
I kinda look at that now. It's such a good cartoon.
I know.
It's so good.
It's about a secret agent who works for like this modeling agency, and then a bunch of supermodels getting kidnapped. So it was pretty interesting. I really liked
She's
it.
the wrong model to kidnap.
Wayward. I absolutely love this comic. It's about a girl that goes to Japan and lives with her mom, and then starts seeing like weird spirits, and things go horribly wrong for her.
And she's got a power of her own where she can see where she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
She sees lines.
Like the red strings of fate almost. Yeah.
He'd explain it to me as like Buffy in Japan. in a way.
Buffy in
It's the
Japan, I
trade-out
can
ish.
kind of see. It's
Well, you wouldn't.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Okay, I'm gonna be spending. I already spent money today. I'm gonna be spending more money after this video shoot.
Yeah. I know, right?
I'm going to ruin you. Just ruin
Just
you.
give us
No,
your
I still
wallet
need
and
money
we'll
for
give you
Avengers.
comics.
this entire comic. I just relate to it so much, and I absolutely love it, and I can't wait for the next issue. I wish they were weekly. But yeah.
I think she would devour them.
Speaking of comics that need to come out faster,
So this is the second issue.
second issue of Red One, and the next issue isn't out until spring
2016.
2016.
It's actually
What?
it's really funny.
It's a thick comic. It's like a really thick comic.
That's not a thick comic.
not
It's
that
like
thick.
6 issues.
Well,
I thought it
4 or
was
5
really funny because after you'd already complained about it to us on Facebook, and like 5 minutes later I saw a tweet from Terry Dodson about the fact that it's not going to be out for a year. And it's like apparently it is a ongoing series of minis.
yeah.
So Steampunk Snow Queen #1. Just because it looked cool, I like steampunk. I like Snow Queens. And yes, that's why I got that. Convergence #4, Peter Steigerwald from Aspen Comics is doing the colorings of this cover, so of course I'm picking it up. I will also touch on that in a little bit because I'm trying to read them. Convergence Detective Comics, Convergence Infinity Inc., Convergence Action Comics, and that's all I picked up this week for Convergence.
You're actually reading all of those?
Yes, I
Doing
am.
all of
So
it.
sorry.
I know, it's kind of
boy.
shit. Princess Leia by the Dobsons. Red One as well. Wayward as well. Yay.
And Jen.
Gem. And because, of course, Batman, but I won't tell you anything about it because it's not my place.
Nope.
But,
my thing.
it's his place. So the 2 comics I'm going to talk to you about are, well, I'll start with Convergence to get it over with. So I like to eat the bad food first and then get my dessert later.
Tell us how you really feel.
I decided to pick it up because Peter was doing the cover and I'd like to read it so I could explain to the customers, but honestly, there's an infinite amount of Batman worlds.
Well, it is Batman Worlds. We all know.
It's Gotham cities everywhere, Battle Royale style, only one can survive. But it's a year, they're all trapped in a dome for 1 year, and all the superheroes lost their power. But Batman and Nightwing and Batgirl and Batwoman, none of those people have powers. Why would they sit around and wait? Like, what? Who sits and waits? They're all superheroes, even if they don't have their powers. Like,
In the individual issues, you get to see them like muck about and do nothing.
And do nothing. Nothing. It's Batman. He has everything at disposal. He is in Gotham City. He
You know
has
why?
everything
He's not
at his
in most of the
disposal.
Gothams.
Because
is
all the
fun part.
awesomeness of these Batmans have been transferred into that Batman.
Yeah. It's the only good Batman.
Other trick is that like everybody's vacationing in the random Gothams, but Batman is not. He's like not in most of them.
I just don't get it though. At least one Batman would have figured it out and saved the day and solved the problem. I know they're just probably just trying to get rid of a bunch of titles, but at the same time, I'm like, I read it and whatever. What was this?
Telos?
Talos is the bad guy, and
It's not. I'm not reading this.
It's
guy.
Brainiac Light is the bad guy.
Yeah, it's Brainiac Light, and it's frustrating.
And he comes across more as an abused and neglected child than a proper villain. You just kind of feel bad for him.
I thought I was stupid because I didn't know who Red Avatar was, but he didn't know who it was, so I didn't feel so bad. Anyways, let's on to this. Lola XOXO Madam Wasteland. Or sorry, Wasteland Madam. It's by my favorite comic book company, Aspen Comics. And if you are fortunate enough to read Lola beforehand, just completed a little while ago, was written and drawn, colored by Sia. The only thing she didn't do was the lettering. This one's written by Vince Hernandez, who also did Trish Out of Water, Kiani, and he's the editor-in-chief of Aspen Comics. It was really weird reading this after reading such light, fluffy stuff comparatively.
It was a lot darker.
The ending was like, like, I was like, you get attached to her because she's like, Wasteland happens, the boyfriend who just proposed to her dies.
Oh.
Like, it's
Spoilers.
like the first, sorry, but like, I can't explain it,
There
but
will be
like,
spoilers in this show.
Yeah.
it takes this very sweet girl who's in this yellow sundress, and like, it kind of gaps on a time frame, and all of a sudden she's this badass character. Can I say that?
Sure.
Okay.
I never said this was
Foul
the case.
language. But it switches to her,
Already talked
and
about
like,
porn.
I'm not gonna ruin the ending of it, but I was like floored and I was surprised, but I'm not that surprised because they're both like, Vince and Sia are both amazing people, so they delivered this really well, and I was really pleased with it, and I can't wait to make this costume.
Woo.
Yeah, so that's that.
I think I'll be a little quick because everything but Batman was not the greatest this week. Picked up Superman. John Romita writes really weird Batman, so this goes with my theory that all the cool Batman's energy is now just in Scott Snyder's Batman, because Batman's Bat Bro to Superman and Drunk Superman, that was kind of cool, I guess.
Drunk Superman?
Drunk Superman.
Yes.
Is that
And
possible?
Yeah, he does his new power and he becomes human, so he's solar flare, and they're like,
Oh, I
hey,
forgot to mention.
let's go out for dinner.
And then
they
that
get him.
literally,
Yeah.
he shows up and it's like naked
Yeah.
Superman, and Batman
Shows
is
up.
kneeling beside him. And it's
Yeah,
like,
here, we'll
I
just
came
show
to
you.
pick you up.
Yeah, it's like, I got you. You just better pay me for gas, bro. And then, like, pervert Wonder Woman and Cyborg's like, dude, we should blow shit up
Art
in
is
the...
terrible.
I don't hate Ramita. I don't know why I don't, but I do.
I
Yeah,
just
so
don't
pervert,
remember. I
naked,
forgot.
and then pervert
So-
Wonder Woman. But it's okay, guys, because they're dating.
The Slash is now
Okay.
canon.
Wait. What's happening in that scene? Is Batman like
He's just holding his face.
caressing?
There, there,
Oh my god.
there. Naked Superman, pervert Wonder Woman, Bat Bro. Oh my god, he is the most Bat Bro.
Yeah, no, Batman like holding his
face,
and it's
holds
like
his
kiss.
And then like later on, they're like at drinks, and he's like filming like Clark being drunk. He's like on his phone. It's super weird. It's very out of character.
Maybe he.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, you
Blackmail material.
Okay, you
Yes.
read Convergence, but Superman Convergence, I picked it up purely because Superman impregnates Lois Lane, and that's because of the dome takes away their superpowers.
Yep. And then the ending seems very interesting. I'm sure a lot of us already know about it if we read any spoiler articles, but yeah, that might be some cool stuff for come June. Multiversity. Stuff's supposed to happen. I don't get it a lot. I don't get the overarching thing going on. Pretty artwork. The rest of this miniseries has been pretty good. Everybody should read it. It's Grant Morrison, DC, so it's always good. Justice League.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
Batman.
They like it. It's not bad.
Come on.
Jason Faybox covers better. But quick rundown. The main point is Metron's sitting around telling us about DC's multiverse history, and the Anti-Monitor telling us that Convergence is useless and pointless. So,
What?
So
The
the
main-
Anti-Monitor
yes.
is acting as the fans of DC?
yes, no, Jeff Johns is just channeling, just already telling everybody straight out. It's like, don't do it, guys. Do it. He does it right on this page here. Spoilers, right on this page. Anti-Monitor says it.
Well, I'm still sad.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
and
bunch
that's
of
that.
superheroes fighting each other to death is stupid. Like,
Also, yeah, it is.
like
Yeah.
oh, let's kill each other. Aren't you guys never kill anything? But that's
What?
making sense
Just
to
each
me.
other.
Just each other.
Each other. It's okay. They can kill each other.
Because it's dark and gritty and realistic, right?
And they're not
I
innocent.
saw a pretty picture in there.
This, okay,
Avengers.
Daredevil is nothing but pretty
I
pictures.
saw Avengers.
No, we're not talking about Daredevil. With the Avengers right now. They've already got the logo, they're stealing his thunder. But Daredevil, Mark Waid has always been good. This issue actually was probably the weakest one in a long time.
Yep.
But Chris Samney is always great, so look it up just for Chris Samney artwork. It's good. All new Captain America. That's about all I have to say about that.
Whoa!
It wasn't bad, it was just boring.
better.
Man Bat's in it.
Batman is right there.
Man Bat.
Man Bat.
A bad guy is in it.
What is it?
It's Baron, I don't know, what's his name?
I got
Baron
confused.
Blood.
It's supposed to be
It's
DC,
Doctor
so that's
Strange's
where
brother.
my brain
Okay.
goes.
I don't know Marvel. I just like Captain America, and I know Falcon a bit. It was cool.
Captain America is great.
We'll see.
Falcon is great.
We'll see.
Doctor Strange
We'll
is-
see where this goes. Oh yeah, Secret Wars stuff. That's where everything's going right now.
Secret Wars.
This one, the best book.
Read this comic.
Everybody needs to read
Pick
it.
it up if you like Batman.
I won't flip through it, but
No, even if you don't like
Cool.
Batman,
No.
it's still something you should read.
you like
everybody should
Joker?
read it.
If you like.
Scott Snyder, man, if you watch this, wow,
Okay.
Wow.
good job. So good. It's the
Let's
end.
clap.
Yeah. So
You
mostly-
win this week.
you win. You win the month.
Yeah.
So far, you win 2015.
Actually, yeah, it's the end of
wouldn't
the
say
month
it's the end of the
tomorrow,
month.
so...
The month.
You win the. I think.
I-
For me, he wins. Scott Snyder wins the month of April.
He
It's
wins
really
this week
good.
for
It
me.
is really good. End of the end of Endgame. I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting
Crazy.
distracted. All I want to do is look at it again.
Yeah.
Can't fault you. It's
Yeah.
really pretty.
It's Greg Capullo and everybody, Danny Miki, FCO. Everybody's super on point this issue. They just keep getting better and better every issue. And I'm gonna just
We're all
fanboy.
distracted by it.
Yeah.
Well, we were actually talking about this earlier because this is a really good comic.
Yeah.
So what's happened here is this brings everything that has happened in the New 52 Batman to a head and actually closes us out. If this
Even so, there's even like some nods to Morrison stuff there too.
to like
Or
everything,
one
like
scene,
Court of
which
Owls,
was great.
it's awesome.
So good.
If this was going to be the final issue of Batman,
Forever.
like this would be a worthy send off.
Yeah.
It's
Bruce Wayne.
that good.
Batman's great. If this was the end of Batman for good, for realsies, it would be awesome.
Satisfying.
Scott Snyder finally finished the story arc in a satisfying way where I didn't go, that was very anticlimactic, so it was good. And the artwork's beautiful as ever, and nothing else I can say. Great, buy it, do it. Now, Aaron, your turn.
Wow, I don't know how to follow that up. I don't know if anybody could follow that up. Okay,
Got
so
enthusiasm today.
all right. So mad enthusiasm. What we're starting off with Pisces, which Jenna mentioned earlier because Curtis Weed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Live.
I mispronounce things horribly a lot. It's kind of like bagel. Just gonna
I
run
love
with that.
boggles.
Yeah, who doesn't? I'm going to come back to that one because I got some stuff to say. Moon Knight. There is no reason for Moon Knight to be good. Moon Knight is obsessively good. All of them are fantastic. Starting with, the Ellis run, which just started off with him approaching it as a series of one-shots.
Yep, that was
And
good.
it was brilliant.
quite good.
Just building the idea of who Mr. Knight is and introducing a brand new look for the character and how the character operates.
Daredevil kind of ripped that off a bit, but
Very, very much so, but it
It
works.
works.
So, and they're two very different themed comics because
Yeah.
Daredevil is much more lighthearted and Moon Knight is just insane because it deals with the idea of this guy who's basically been brought back as the avatar of an Egyptian god who's fourfold and very, very complex. This issue gets into Wall Street corruption.
I was
like
learning
the
about the
Wolves
cover,
of Wall
and there's
Street.
money.
Wolves of Wall
Isn't
Street.
he? Didn't Pete say he's the richest superhero?
Moon Knight?
No. Who's the richest?
Black Panther.
Oh, sorry.
Black Panther, but Moon Knight
he's a
is
king.
questionable because he's technically got like the funds of a god on his side. So an Egyptian deity has been like manipulating the stock market for eons, and he's basically got access to that fund. So it's just
Okay.
limitless wealth. It's ridiculous, and it's really, really well written and really well done. It made Brian Wood good, which is just interesting. They're not like us. So it's normal world stuff, except there are people with superpowers, and they all live together in a house, and they're horribly amoral. But they sort of just keep to themselves. They have one rule, which is don't reveal yourself to the outside world. Do whatever the heck you want otherwise. So the Professor X of this world has collected everybody together and is like, we're just going to stay here, do our thing, be left alone, and live like gods. We're not going to interfere with anybody else, and I'll kill you if you try.
Magneto much?
It's a little on the Magneto side. It's
Like
okay,
Magneto
guys.
/ Xavier?
Yeah.
Ex-Nito.
They love
Both.
Ex-Nito? Oh, Ex-Nito, I like it.
Better than Onslaught. Wayward, which you've heard about several times already, so I won't continue on except to say that you should
3 out of 4 say it's good.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet, but I'll buy the first trade when I leave.
You
so I
really,
guess I
really
will.
must.
Yeah.
And so should you.
Maybe.
Buy the trade.
It's like $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The He-Man comics are weird in that they have no business being anywhere near this good. They kind of confuse me on that end, because anything called He-Man should not be this deep
It should
or
be
have this good
corny and
characterization.
hilarious.
Yeah, and it isn't. It's
I look at it and isn't that
Stajan Sejic
Yeah,
does the
like-
covers on them. The interior art is sadly nowhere near as pretty, but it
that's
tries.
how they get me sometimes. I'm like, ooh,
Sorry.
cover art.
So, Shield. Shield is tied to the show, which I go back and forth on quite a lot. It is sometimes really good. Other times it's just like, why am I watching this? I don't understand. The comics are really good. They're centered around Coulson, and the idea is that he knows everything about every superhero ever, to the point where like he can outplay poker with all of them. He can out-poker face because he knows what their tells are.
But what about Scarlet Witch? Because she could just change the outcome.
Well, that's just it. It's him picking out who should go on what mission based on their powers. So like last issue, it was the Invisible Woman going in to rescue somebody because they needed somebody who was A, invisible, and B, capable of surviving long falls.
Good choice.
And Wonder Woman is, well, the most OP.
Invisible
She's ridiculous if you really like look at her power set.
Who?
Invisible Woman. Wow. I'll be over here. Sorry.
It's okay.
But this issue is Scarlet Witch. There's a bunch of people that are running around killing magic users. And they're doing it with a special gun that has been forged by terrible people and by a secret villain who totally makes sense towards the end. So they're building towards like a thing, and they're using one of the Marvel big bads who hasn't been used in a while. So
I almost picked that one up just because it has one of my favorite characters on it.
Scarlet Witch is awesome.
Who is also OP.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously
Oh
OP.
god. Your
And
power
this
is
is Mar-
entropy. It's great.
She's also Marvel's answer to screw if they mess up a story. Oh, we'll just Scarlet Witch.
Witch.
Just fix
That's
it.
like the Flash for DC.
Yeah.
Oh, we screwed up.
Go
Flash.
back in time.
Go back in time.
There's our mistakes.
There's two other comics that I want to talk about that Pete is sadly sold out of. TMNT number 45. The IDW run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
I've heard
takes...
great things.
Oh my god.
There we
It
go.
is easily one of the top 3 comics being published right now. Basically take everything you've loved about every iteration of the TMNT ever,
2004 cartoon. Yeah.
throw it in a blender, hit puree, and that's what this comic is.
Oh, okay.
It's outstandingly good. Shredder is terrifying.
I'm gonna have no money after I leave today after this video. Apparently,
Well, there's like 9 trades,
I'm gonna
plus
really
a couple
have
of
no
micro
money.
series,
Yeah.
and
Then I'm going to the
it's
internet. for
all breathtakingly good. Last issue, okay, so they brought in Bebop and Rocksteady, and Bebop and Rocksteady are traditionally a joke. Well, they decided to
that. Don't
keep
exist in that cartoon.
them as sort of the jokey characters, but really sort of apply what their level of damage output would be. So they're idiots, but they're terrifying because they're pretty much unstoppable. And you know they're still like music lovers, and
Yeah.
they're punks, and they just really like to brawl and fight, and they're useless for anything else. But they fought Donatello,
Oh, I did. I saw that. I saw the.
and
saw
they
the
put a
images.
sledgehammer through Donatello's shell.
Oh.
That's last issue. So we know that Donatello survived
Okay.
because people that read this comic exploded on that last image last month. So they were like, we didn't kill him, we promise.
Well, and like a lot of people say he's not their favorite character, but I think it's because he's the one Ninja Turtle that's a nerd. So like, no nerd's gonna be like, I want to be like that nerd. Like they want to be the cool nerd that fights with other cool weapons.
I think I have a couple of friends that would have chosen. No, I don't. I take that back. That's a complete lie. None of my friends wanted to be Donatello. We either wanted to be.
But it's funny to see how many of them were like,
I
no,
wanted
don't
to be
kill him
Donald.
off.
I wanted to be
Secretly loved
Leo.
him.
I wanted to be Don as a kid because it was just easier to get my hands on a staff than any of the others. So
Just grab a stick.
yeah, I'm like, done. Awesome.
So I bought a lot of plastic swords, so I wanted to be Leo. Especially he was the leader, and I was the kid who wanted to be in charge all the time. So.
Have you guys watched the Ninja Turtles documentary?
No.
Okay, I watched it a while ago, and they had descriptions for all of the characters. And like Leo was like the brave, honest, true, virtuous one. Donatello was like intelligent, creative. Mikey was just like party dude, everyone loves him. And then Raphael's description was literally just crazy. And I just like,
I'm okay
accurate.
with
Accurate.
They actually, in the IDW TMNT, Raph actually gets lost at first.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a quest to find Raphael, and Raph makes friends with Casey Jones during that period.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like how they
Okay,
did it.
Yeah.
It's really
everything
good.
that they've done in that comic.
Now I'll read it,
And
guys.
City Fall was amazing.
Oh my god, yes.
Amazing.
Everything with Karai.
Yeah.
Right. She was in the cartoon in 2000s. I remember.
Also, Quantum and Woody Must Die. So Valiant is one of my favorite companies.
Heard good things lately.
They've been really, really good since they relaunched their entire line of comics. So one of the comics that they relaunched was Quantum and Woody, who are by design the worst superheroes ever. They're adopted brothers who cannot stand each other. One of them is like very, very straight-laced. The other one is a con man. Neither of them are particularly good at their jobs. They get superpowers while investigating their father's death, mysterious death.
Gotta have a mysterious death in the family.
Yeah.
Superhero.
And they get these quantum bands, and they have to touch
Or
them
bit
once
by
every
something.
24 hours,
Or bit
or
by
they get
something.
vaporized.
What?
Yes. So now they're stuck together. They cannot stand one another, but they do love each other. So they bicker like brothers all the time. Their dad is not dead. Their dad was transformed into a female goat, who is also superpowered and currently pregnant. Earlier on, they ended up fighting something called Edison's Radical Acquisitions, which was a company started by Thomas Edison to grab super science through any means necessary, patent
Aaron,
stuff,
I'm gonna
and
stop
make
you
more
there.
money.
Because now I'm gonna want to go spend all my money now. And I already have a trade
It
stacked at
gets
home.
better.
Like this.
What? So it's really well written. The dialogue is well done. You get a real sense of the characters involved and who they are. Sadly, this is definitely a case of we were thrown into the deep end and are being expected to swim. It kind of reminds me of Snow Crash in that respect, and I love Snow Crash, so I'm kind of hoping this goes in that direction. The premise of this is that an astronaut has been chosen for a very special mission, which is first contact with an alien species.
Is that what it was?
Yes. That's
Okay.
what's actually going
Okay,
on.
Jenna
that makes
gets-
a little more sense.
Jenna gets
now.
us now. I didn't read
Kind
it.
of.
Does it? Because it doesn't actually talk about that at all. I know that only because I read the solicit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
the solicit for like all the issues they've solicited so far, that he's been selected to make contact with aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are no aliens in this comic.
Okay.
It's
aliens.
it's a
Awesome.
random guy who is suffering from PTSD, and we're getting snippets of his life. And he may or may not be in space.
May or may not be in space. Okay.
It kind of reminds me of Divinity in that respect, which, if you're not reading Divinity, read Divinity. Yeah, so here he is. This is the very, very first thing we see of him, right? It's just this guy driving into a hospital and getting into a fight with a doctor. And he clearly was friends with the doctor, but now the doctor is telling him that he's about to become a father and his wife wants nothing to do with him. We have no backstory as
That's
to
funny.
why.
So-
And then he's just floating in space.
Any other Image comic book would have shown his dangle. Matt Fraction will, guys.
Hey, there's a lot of dick in Rat Queens.
Yes,
Yeah,
there is.
I'm
Statue of-
We're allowed to say that
I haven't read. I haven't.
Lesbian bondage
Ditch porn.
porn.
I think we're gonna be okay.
I'm just teasing.
I haven't read. That trade comes out next week, right? Or in 2 weeks. I need
Next
catch up.
next Wednesday, yeah.
Next Wednesday. Okay.
Then he's in the
Catch up
jungle in Vietnam.
Don't ruin the
reasons.
whole comic.
Well, you can't ruin something. You can't spoil something like this because there's no
I don't really
logical
read it.
progression. It's just scenes. It's
just random snippets, yeah.
and it's interesting. Like it's really well written scenes, but I have no idea what the larger overarching arc is.
But
Like that's the
yeah.
last page.
It
And
looks pretty.
it goes from that. Okay, so I'm going to give you the last 3 pages, and it's not a spoiler because honestly, you can't.
It's like
What?
It's like even
So
the cover looks
he
more
walks-
spoilery than the
Yeah,
last
he
2 pages.
walks out of the jungle because he's been told that that's where his pickup is going to be because he's escaping from the Viet Cong, and the Viet Cong are not there, and neither is his pickup. So he walks in, gets smothered by water, and then he's in space, and that's it.
Maybe he's dying in space, and he's remembering his life.
See,
Yeah, it could
this
be.
is a misleading
And
cover.
since his wife didn't want anything to do with him, he volunteered to go because he had nothing to live for.
Yeah.
It's true. It definitely was a very good setup
Yeah.
for the series. I did enjoy it. I love Johnny's art.
Yeah. Oh God.
Tamara's coloring is beautiful, beautiful. She actually does Wayward coloring as well. But
As a character study, it's fantastic.
it is. It really is. It's really well done. It's really hard to describe and because nothing actually really happens. But at the same time, a lot does happen. You just are getting from
Snippets.
point C to Z to L to and just
It feels
missing
like
a
you're
bunch of
going
stuff.
back from A. You're going into negative alphabet.
Yeah, it's like that one movie, what was it, Momentum? Where you
Memento?
watch it, Memento, you
or
watch it
Irreversible,
backwards, and it's
or-
just like,
yeah.
what? But yeah, I'm looking forward to issue 2 because I do think that it's going to be quite the interesting series. Anyways, I think
we
that's...
should go now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think someone wants to get out of here.
So everyone wants to go
I
home.
think Pete's already.
I gotta sew costumes.
I gotta-
Dinner.
I have to finish writing the reviews and then format everything for tomorrow morning.
I'm gonna go read Batman 5 more
Again?
times. It makes me
Read
sad
Batman!
and happy. And all the good emotions and the bad ones. And I can't wait for June.
June
It's
is
gonna be good, guys.
Oh,
It's gonna be
and we're all
okay.
seeing Ultron.
Oh, we are all seeing Ultron tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're actually seeing it in the same theater at the same time.
It's not in the same places.
Yeah.
They're not actually together, but I'm sure we might talk about it for.
You should
yeah.
actually. You know what I was thinking?
You
We
should
should.
film yourselves.
I was actually.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Self-esteem.
we should
Yeah.
all do a quick video, our reactions to Ultron at the end of it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I thought it would be fine. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
we
have a
can do
Snapchat
individual.
And we'll
Yeah.
send it and we'll post it.
Because
so
we
we
thought
can-
we were going to be the same theater.
I know. My friend brought the
We're
wrong
cool.
tickets.
We hadn't even planned this.
No, just it happened. We didn't even know
We
each
didn't
other.
even know
when we
each
bought
other when we
tickets.
bought tickets. It was
That's
just
funny.
fate.
Yeah.
Nerdcouver.
Nerdcouver.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is that a B?
A B? There's a B.
Yeah, it might be a B.
No. My life's over.